But for the most part, this season for me, I don't... For some reason, I just don't feel like racing. I don't have the drive like previous seasons. I'm still gonna race, of course, there's auto-gens. I thought we had synchronized streams for a second there, but these in fact are different streams. As ancalagor takes a bit of extra time to build up. Biggie, definitely someone to build up in Zone 1. Pretty much their go-to strategy is to get a better build in early on and then slingshot past their opponent to win. So ancalagor maybe trying to out Biggie here. Out Biggie the Biggie. I'm not sure what will happen in our race, but I'll just tell you that I'm far from peak performance. But we have darkness coming out for ancalagor in the shrine and looking for a ring swap. Okay then. That's fine. There's also an excellent weapon for ancalagor. I believe that was in the shop. Biggie killing the shopkeeper already. We'll have to miss out on that. Yeah, Biggie's just gonna take the loss and reset. A bit rough for Biggie, but making the call quick and not just deciding to reset right away. Rather make the call quickly rather than delve on it like, should I reset? Should I not reset? Or what? Especially if there's a ring of darkness on the same floor. I mean a shrine of darkness on the same floor. Instead of killing, can just get everything for free. But this puts ancalagor at a pretty good advantage in terms of location. But Biggie, making sure they don't fall behind in the build department. Still no ring swap for both of these racers. But these racers are comfortable running darkness. Speaking of which, there will be a ring swap for ancalagor. And in purple, there will be choice of spells. Looks like Biggie being able to catch up a bit here after spending time. Checking the race room, hang on. I was being messaged on Discord. Everything seems fine though, don't worry. Anywho, I have a race to commentate. A very good shield for ancalagor there, not taking the hot coals damage, or the slime damage, or any damage for that matter. That's how shield works. Biggie meanwhile, still not on the ring swap. Not the most important ring swap to pick up, it's just a ring of gold. Biggie using Kind of pain. There is a ring swap. What kind of ring it is? Oh, kind of important. It will be Ring of Regen though. Needs to be careful around these boots. Make sure it doesn't actually touch them as ancalagor continues onward. Trying to expand this lead. Are already starting at a good foot since Biggie needed to restart early. but if anything, that heavy plate will help, along with the ring. Biggie can tank quite a bit, but given ancalagor's courage and potion, it's going to be kind of hard with this much of a deficit for Biggie. ancalagor taking a telemonkey will just get sent back to the first room. As we move on. 4-3. I mean, King Konga 4. Heart Transplant going off for ancalagor. Very slow boss in terms of beats, so can use Heart Transplant to save a lot of time, but is going to die. Trying to save too much time. It might have been worth it to just switch to that Warhammer, mash out the conga lines, even. That's probably the most mindless thing you can do with Heart Transplant, while also still being fast, but coming up with that idea right on the spot might not have been the thing. Yeah, Biggie here. Mashing out the conga lines, seeing that ancalagor died. And there's need for Biggie. Getting killed by Heart Transplant. Leaving the door open to victory for Biggie. And Biggie will collect the Luck Charm. Very late to collect the Luck Charm, but given their opponent died, pick up whatever you can. Second potion was sitting in the boss chest as well. Or armor, even. Yeah. Wait, unless they did have armor already, I'm not sure. I don't think they did though. But Biggie just picking up Heavy Plate out of Main Shrine and Ring of Regen. Ring of Regen and Heavy Plate out of a single shrine. That is something. They did take extra time to do it, so if that didn't pay out, ancalagor would continue to run away with it, but biggiemac is making this worth it. First one down to Dead Ringer, doing Japanese strats. Bombing out both bells on the right side. Going down to the Necrodancer fight. Heavy Plate Potion to spare. Just needs to watch out for Dorian. Even has Need Scroll, but can be a bit dangerous trying to get Need Scroll in the middle of a Necrodancer fight. Really does not want to be in a spot where that Need Scroll needs to be used with this much health in a potion. Darkness fight can also be scary, but lots of health to work with for Biggie. And GG's to Biggie, taking the first win. After an early reset as well. 6:55 in-game time. Very speedy. Race room time of 8:39. We have a nice seed for our second one here. Nice. So, ancalagor definitely having a good spot to take the first seed, but Heart Transplant will end pretty tragically there. Hate to see something like that happen, but biggiemac definitely being part of that. The need to push on forward, applying ample pressure. But taking a second before we move on to our second seed. King Kong in the background. That's just background music, it has no bearing to the actual game cap. But let's see what the seed has in store. Really, that early reset from the earlier seed could have cost Biggie, but not resetting also could have cost Biggie. Hard to decide what to have done there. Yeah, I say that meaning that I rarely notice what's playing. It kinda just falls out of my attention, because seeing these two screens is a bit much to focus on already. You kinda just tune, wink wink, it out, Jack. Anywho, a blood shop with a gold cutlass. I'm sorry. Last helm as well. And yeah, pretty good blood kill for Biggie there. Some good items. And a food shop as well. Biggie will pulse here. Ancalagor having the dagger, still able to throw. And Ancalagor go first one down to the boss, but with less of a build. Biggie, someone who pretty much always decides to try to get something in Zone 1 and often is successful. And Coral Rift. No bombs for Ancalagor, but no dagger for Biggie. Both of these racers will do it pretty vanilla. If only we worked together and put our builds together, we would achieve greatness, but no, we have to compete against each other. We're kind of working together given screen watching and everything though. It's kind of cooperative in that manner, but this is a competition. Ancalagor checking black for an Obsidian Broadsword. We've seen Obsidian Broadsword quite a few times today. Definitely a pretty mid-tier weapon. They're definitely better weapons, but there are also many worse weapons to pick up. Biggie! Frozen! Surprised Biggie didn't opt to use a Blast Helm Bomb or something else there. I think Blast Helm Bomb would have been the only thing to allow them to iframe that. But going down to 2 hearts, and Ancalagor also bombing these shrines. Online co-op. Isn't that the thing? Yeah. Online co-op. I don't really have much more to say, other than that it's a thing. But Biggie continuing to check shops here. Monocle will reveal what's in the chest, but just leaving the monocle behind otherwise. Lack of damage for Biggie. Yeah, it was still in development, wasn't it? things take time. Netcode is pretty hard to go well. But we have a great weapon coming out for Biggie. Definitely puts Biggie at an edge over in ancalagor here. Despite not having quartz armor, which definitely is armor. Especially with this many hearts to work with, quartz armor is a choice. But ancalagor will ditch it in favor of chainmail. Piercing for Biggie, but we'll have to keep peace. Peace with cat is pretty solid. Peace with piercing is also pretty good, but cat isn't something that particularly has synergy with piercing, rather than just piercing is a good ring and peace is also a good ring. A lot of riders for Biggie. Managing cat priority pretty well. Definitely become a bit, and there's some big digs for Biggie. Definitely a solid pickup. And two very fast obsidian weapons. The two obsidian weapons that you want to find while racing. Biggie digs. Yeah, we got some Biggie digs on Biggie's side. Big digs for Biggie. And Biggie making up the deficit. Pretty much a weapon putting in a lot of work. ancalagor taking a hit from the Clappa will not be able to check chests here. Biggie will check chests if there's something excellent in purple here. Mean a bit. ancalagor screen watching what's in Biggie's chest, but then realizing there aren't any chests. That is a tragedy in 5 seconds. But ancalagor will be the first one on 242 by a bit. Currently running alongside each other's paces. Grape Juice Quaff for ancalagor. All cursed hearts now. But was running dangerously low on health anyway, so pretty good find. The snag will definitely come into play for ancalagor though. Zone 4 can get pretty rough. And ancalagor being surrounded. Blade Master on top, wall on right. Goo under. As Biggie, with the build advantage, continues on to Zone 5. ancalagor trying to find something, finds the Squaga suit, and Old Faithful, along with Crown of Thorns, cannot afford everything, but will snag up the armor and a titanium longsword. If you combine leaving... you would need courage as well, I think. And I mean that still isn't really an X. If you want a reverse X, you can have lunging broadsword. Kind of. But more damage on ancalagor's end with this fortissimo fight. Biggie is starting to run away with it after that 4-3. ancalagor not having the tools in the tool belt in order to keep up. Looking like Japanese strats for Biggie. Not able to do Oblivion, given the 2 damage cat. The 2-4 damage cat is too much damage. Will erase the Minotaur. Japanese will go very well for Biggie. Having Blood Drum and Blast Helm will make this Necrodancer fight go very quickly. ancalagor having no bombs at all as well. So Biggie just needs to finish this off. Ancalagor is not as close as they seem to be, but that will be it. Second point goes to Biggie. GG's. Well played. Ancalagor once again. Not finding as good of a build as Biggie. But this time it will be pretty significant, the build difference. That definitely did come into play. Biggie also finding an Obsidian Rapier, which I bet Ancalagor would have been very happy to find. Imagine a race, except all races are on the same screen. On Condor Zoom as well. Even worse. There's that one meme door category with leaping and also it being extremely zoomed in, where you couldn't go up or down because going up or down with leaping was too far out of the screen. So you just got bounced back. Oh boy. We love Necrodancer. But immediate Shriner on 1-1. Blood Shop with a Titanium Rapier for Ancalagor. Ancalagor is going for the kill. Biggie, as I said, someone whose strategy for racing seems to always be build up in Zone 1. Even if your opponent doesn't. Especially if your opponent doesn't, even. Yeah, and Ancalagor seems to be trying to throw again. It will work out. Biggiemac, meanwhile, tapping the Blood Shrine. You get an infinite damage flail. And checks the lock shop. Not the best items in the lock shop. There will be a magic apple, which Biggie will just eat outright. But Biggie, War Rapier is going to be very strong for Biggie if they opt to check for the blood shop. But they have no method of killing, and cracking that blood shop open will bring them at too low of a health to do anything. As in buying the Titanium Rapier. But Biggie? Okay, Biggie's swapping off. Obsidian Longsword for Biggie. Both races picking up Move Dig as well. Solid seed so far, but if Biggie was able to pick up that Rapier, that would have been pretty big. Have Rapier War over your opponent. Nonetheless, I don't doubt Biggie can keep competitive with this current build. And we have a bit of screen watching on Biggie's end, seeing what's in purple, which will be good. Shield spell for both racers. Bit of a stressful situation for Ancalagor, with the Black Skeleton closing in, but pushing forward confidently. And some Leprechaun manipulation there for Biggie. Placing the bomb and then running the Leprechaun into the bomb's radius. Definitely someone who is able to do something like that, as they are very good score runner. Not to say you need to be a score runner to do something like that, but anyone were to know to do that, it would be a full score run. There is a Shrine of Peace for Ancalagor, but already has peace. Oh, Ancalagor having the build advantage simply with the weapon. Because This is a pretty solid weapon for Biggie, but one of the best weapons to pick up on Ancalagor's end. Bit of extra damage too, bringing Ancalagor up to 3 damage. Along with a bit of regen. Ancalagor is taking hits left and right here. Does not have armor to back it up either. We have a kill for Biggie. Going for cookies and heavy glass. Interesting kill. Could have just bought the cookies and gone up to full health. But kind of is banking on not having other armor show up, it seems. And yeah, is using these cookies pretty efficiently, making sure to only eat them on stairs. Nonetheless, Ancalagor has the advantage here. And is spending a bit of extra time to try to find some extra items. A good shield to prevent damage from the wall pig for Ancalagor. biggiemac is on the same floor, but only has 1 cookie left. Almost has at full health, so hasn't really taken any damage after losing the heavy glass. And Biggie going down. Pushing too aggressively. Got caught in a pretty rough situation after teleporting with that Warlock with the Blade Masters all around. Ancalagor, having a ton of time to work with in this Zone 5, has a pretty safe build, save for armor. Laney wants to try to find some kind of protection, but even without it, should be an easy way to the finish line, with Biggie's pressure having been alleviated almost completely now. Oh, hey. You know. Yes, okay, Squigga suit for Ancalagor. Absolutely excellent. Really doesn't need anything else here. If you were to get any armor, that's definitely one you'd be happy to get. But Ancalagor, so making decent time to the finish. This will be a pretty fast run, even with Biggie's very late death. 3 grenades in hand. Uses Freeze and Blood Drum for a very safe dead ringer at the cost of 1 heart. So, 3 grenades going into the Necrodancer fight. And a Blood Drum as well. We'll get the early first hit and the Shield Bug. Shield Bug won't last too long, given how fast Ancalagor was able to free the Necrodancer. But nonetheless, it's still a pretty decently long shield. And there it goes, actually. On to 1 hit of the Necrodancer. Careful not to get hit by a Necrobomb there, and there we go. Ancalagor taking 1 point off of Biggie here. GG's.